welcome back. So that's a bit better, isn't it? So it is the end of the first proper day. I'm sure I said in the previous video that it was the end of the first day, or like that it was day one. Technically it was the day that he left, but today has been the first day of like solo parenting and everything, and oh wow. I am exhausted. It is only 7 o'clock. Both children are in bed, and hopefully at least Enzo's asleep. I don't know if Sophia is. I'm hoping she is, because she woke up at 5 this morning, has been to nursery and has not napped. So I would imagine she's pretty exhausted too. Yeah, she's crashed. So I have done, how many steps have I done today? 15,500 steps. Which kind of, I guess, sums up the day. Like I say, I am exhausted. I feel like it was such a good thing having like the first day as like a day that Soph was at nursery, because I was distracted from the get-go. And like as soon as I woke up, like I had almost like something obviously motivating me to get through the morning and stuff. So yeah, it was good, but equally it was just like intense, because we dropped her off at nursery, I think just before 8 o'clock in the end. We normally drop her off at like 7:30, but I dropped her off just before 8. I walked straight into town. I went to Costa, treated myself to a flat white, because I was like, I need caffeine and I feel like I just need a treat to say, well done, you got through the night. So did that, fed Enzo, because I hadn't fed him yet in the morning, because it was all just kind of go. And then once we'd done that, we then popped to Aldi and Asda to get some shopping bits, which was a bit of a disaster, to be honest. I feel really overwhelmed when I do like shopping, like food shopping in person, which is why I started to do it online. But then I had a few occasions where I was let down with online shopping, so I kind of I stopped doing it when my delivery pass was due to be renewed. But I think I'm going to go back to it, because like I say, I went back to it like instantly feeling really overwhelmed. I didn't really know what I needed. Obviously I didn't write a list because it's me, and it was just, yeah, a bit of a nightmare. I did get some of the stuff that I knew I definitely needed, like nappies and stuff, but I haven't actually got any meals, so that's fun. And then, yeah, so we did that, came home, put all that stuff away. I cleaned most of the kitchen. The only thing I've got left to do is the hob, which I'm going to do tomorrow morning. And then it was getting on for 11. Enzo was starting to get tired, and I'm in this predicament at the moment where Enzo's transitioning from like 2 to 1 nap. Like some days he'll have 2, some days he'll have 1. But like the ideal is 1, because of like how long he tends to need to be awake for before he gets tired enough to nap and blah blah blah. It always seems to work better if it's 1, but where that's timed, it like clashes with me going to pick up Soph. So I'm gonna have to just kind of think how I'm gonna approach that on the days that I am on my own. Like my mother-in-law plans on coming up quite often, so on the days like that she's here, I can put Enzo down for a nap and, you know, go on my own to go get Soph and stuff and leave him asleep. But today, that is oozing. That's disgusting. I'm just going to wipe it on my joggers, because they need to go in the wash. Yeah, but today, like I said, I didn't really know what to do, and it was just under an hour before I realistically needed to leave. So I stuck him in the carrier. I went upstairs, I hoovered all of upstairs because it needed doing anyway, and the hoover was already up there, so I was like, right, I'm just going to blitz that. It's another thing done. I feel like I've accomplished something, and if he goes to sleep, then win. And he did. I literally fell asleep, and then I managed to carry the hoover back downstairs. I hoovered all of downstairs because I was like, well, I've still got a little bit of time before I've got to leave. I might as well. So did that, grabbed the pram out of the car, headed back to where Soph goes to nursery. But because I had to, like, it's really awkward timed buses. There's one at like 5 to the hour and one at 1/4 the hour. But I need to pick her up at past, and it takes 10 minutes to get there. So the 1/4 would work, but if it's running late, it would just screw me over. So I opted for the 5:2 one, thinking that, you know, if it's running late or whatever, it just gives me enough time. And by the time I got there, I think it was 1/4 when I got off the bus. I thought, well, I've got 5-10 minutes. And because of like locations of everything, I nipped into the pharmacy, grabbed a prescription that I needed to get, and then walked to the nursery to go and collect her. By which point, when I walked into her room, Enzo then woke up. So he had a decent nap in the end. So it wasn't the end of the world, and it may well work out doing it that way in future. I don't really know. I'm just gonna kind of wing it for the next couple of weeks and just see. But yeah, so collection was interesting because Soph is so used to, I think now, Joe going to pick her up. It really just kind of threw her, I think. And it's really hard because like she's not the kind of child that will obviously like vocalise and stuff, like how she's feeling, but she was like really excited when I went in there, and I was like kind of gesturing to her to get into the pram, or like for me to get her into the pram, and she was having none of it, and I was like, fine, I'll let her kind of walk through the gates and stuff, and then I'll put her in there. She still didn't want to, so I was like, fine, okay. I got Enzo out of the carrier and put him in the pram because I couldn't get my head around having him in the carrier, pushing the pram and holding her hand all the way back to the bus stop. So I was like, right, I'll put him in the pram and hold her hand, push the pram. Hopefully it'll work. And it was quite clear, like, even just trying to get out of the car park was a nightmare because she was just like, well, why aren't we getting in the car and going home? Like, that's what she normally does when she leaves school, when she gets picked up. Even if it's me that picks her up, generally, it's because I've gone with Joe, or I've met Joe there, and we're all going home together. So if I've gone in and picked her up, we generally still get back in the car. And for context, I don't drive. So, so yeah, trying to get out of the car park, she was just not happy. But I was like, right, I'm going to have to persevere now because Enzo's in the pram. I have no way to get, like, there's nowhere safe for me to, like, let go of her hand to be able to get Enzo out and put him back in the carrier. Like, it's all main roads. And I didn't know what to do. So I had to carry her and then put her down for a minute and carry her again. And, like, we got to the bus stop and she was just getting really, really aggy. And I was like, obviously she's tired. She's been up since 5 a.m. She's just been to nursery. Everything's all changed because she's not getting in the car and going home. Like, she's just so confused. So I thought, right, I'm going to have to really, like, just try my best to get Enzo back into the carrier. And I'd already taken the carrier off as well, so I had to put the carrier back on and then put him in it without her hurting herself in any way or, you know, getting into any trouble. And we're literally, like, the bus stop that we were waiting at is right on a main road, and literally put the carrier on, grabbed him, put him in, put the shoulder straps, like my arms into the shoulder straps. Didn't get to do the clip up at the back, so he was just kind of hanging, but he was secure. And she then, like, darted into the road. She didn't get into the road, but, like, she darted towards the road, and oh my fucking God. I did lose my shit. Which then set both of them off because I had to like quickly grab her, which then Enzo was like, what the fuck just happened? She was upset because she was upset anyway, and then I told her no, kind of thing. And it was a lot, but yeah, I managed to get her into the pram, do the clip up, so he was safe, she was safe, and the bus was only going to be like 2 minutes. So yeah, managed to get on. She had a bit of a moment on the bus, which I kind of half expected at that point. And then we made it home, had some snacks, and Enzo had some lunch. I had some lunch, and we just kind of chilled out and just tried to make it through the afternoon, which is so long at the moment. Like I say, where Enzo's only having that one nap in the middle of the day, and because it was all on me in the carrier, it was a bit like meh. And Soph doesn't nap anymore. It's just like afternoons are so long. She's completely dysregulated. I'm overwhelmed and just overstimulated. Enzo's like probably the happiest out of all of us until like 4 or 5 o'clock. But as I say, we made it through the day, and both children are asleep. They are fed, they are clean, they are asleep and alive. And I have a Copperberg. I've washed my face, I've just had some dinner, I'm having a drink, watching Stacey Solomon Sort Your Life Out, and I'm just chilling out because I just feel exhausted. I really wanted to do something for me today, like this evening, to sit down and do something for me, which I mean technically I'm doing, but I feel like I'm so mentally exhausted. I also haven't heard from Joe yet either, which is just sending my anxiety into overdrive, which is not fun. So I think I'm literally just going to sit, chill out, watch this, and then probably go up and have an early night. Maybe have some chocolate as well. Make myself feel better. And hopefully I'll hear from him just before I go to sleep, because that would be nice. So yeah, this is the end of kind of day 2. If you like. But anyway, the next few days are probably going to be fairly quiet. I don't know if I'm going to really do very much of this. Tomorrow I might do. I've just got my home start volunteer coming tomorrow, first time properly. And then I've got my mother-in-law coming for like a couple of days at the end of the week. Oh, Enzo's stirring. So yeah, as I say, maybe a bit quiet. But yeah, I will love you and leave you for now. And just continue to send positive vibes.